Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We got a bonus day. That's right, a bonus day of the We Play Academy League Season 4 because we've got two teams who are so locked in with one another that we can't separate them just yet to decide who finishes in Group B in third position. So it's about quality, not quantity today. A single best of one, a nice digestible broadcast. And of course, we're talking about Furia Academy versus the Young Ninjas. One best of one to decide who finishes third, who finishes fourth. Context of it all: if you finish in third place, then you only have to play two best of threes to get to playoffs. And you know for a fact you'll have to beat Fnatic Rising if you win your first game. If you lose this, you take that fourth spot in Group B. Well, then you've got to win three best of threes in order to get into the playoffs. And on that road, a guaranteed fight versus Astralis Talent. So those are the
Yeah.
roads. Those are the two roads they can take. And today we're figuring out who takes the high road, who takes the low road.
Tell you right now, I'd rather skip a couple of best of threes because it's not going to be fun to play against the Astralis Talent right off the bat. So even though it'll get hard no matter what, rather have a chance at first. So in this match, it's kind of interesting because, of course, they're both 5-5 and they played each other twice and they split those maps. But the one game that they played, there was slap on the team for Young Ninjas and Furia ran over them 16-3. And the other game they had Fuzi, and then they won with Fuzi, so it was a completely different result, right? Even though it was 16-13. The other interesting thing is that I feel like Fury Academy are avoiding Vertigo now. I think they've actually avoided it in their
Yeah.
veto, which because it's a map they lost to Apex Rebels, it's a map they lost to Ninjas. It's something they maybe don't want to try right here. So even though Ninjas won with Fuzi, who presumably will be playing today, I feel like you would call in the big guns for this one. I think we might get a better map for Fury Academy, and now kind of a really fair fight.
I'm hoping the same. I would like to see, I would like to see Furia on a better spot than Vertigo. You're 100% right. They started getting rid of that one pretty quick. A little part of me almost wish we go back to Overpass just because, like you mentioned, it was Slap that was there for that total dominance that came out of Furia Academy, and we saw much better things. I mean, much better things. That's where Fuzi dropped his 1.89 rating like a god. Was when he first stood in on Overpass. So if I get what I want, that's what I'm looking for. But we could also end up anywhere else, I think. I'm curious how the veto is going to work with this one. Who gets to decide which map gets banned last, or if we're going to do a more traditional BO1 veto where it's each team takes a turn, taking out one map. Either way, I'm sure it'll be exciting because we've got a marked improvement. And then again, there is still this question mark of like who steps into the server. But I mean, we saw Fuzi just yesterday after having seen him absent again. I would really hope for Young Ninja's sake that they bring him back. Not to be a total Fuzi advocate, but I want to say he earned it.
But yeah, I mean, he hasn't lost a map with the team, and he has the best stats in the both maps that he played. So there's really just kind of carrying against the Academy League in this regard, and played an entire best of three, and also farmed in that one as well outside of the Academy League. So I think they honestly need him um, right now, Fuzi. And the cool part is Fuzi's actually rifling, which I think he's actually shown that he's quite an insane rifler. Doesn't need the op at all.
Yep. We also got confirmation, of course, that ZTR will continue to play with the main Ninjas roster as they go to Abu Dhabi, I believe. So we were kind of wondering whether they'd get him back for the play-in or whether they'd get him back for the playoffs. And there's a possibility he returns for the playoffs, but the play-in, it's looking like Young Ninjas need a formula that doesn't involve ZTR. So why not, try to solidify that now with Fuzi? We can say for the next week, for example, let's just get a roster so that Young Ninjas as an org can maybe throw themselves into the top 4 of this season, get a shot in playoffs. We need a little bit of stability from them, right? Because when we saw Slap jump back in, they took on Astralis Talent on Mirage. He played better there than he did on Overpass versus Furia Academy, but it still just didn't have that extra bit of life. And even beyond Fuzi, I think the effect that we saw on Temporary when he was playing next to Fuzi was one that brought out his best. So just in general, I think this team is just overall better with the 5 that we've come to expect in Fuzi, Rolf, Adam, Maxter, Temporary.
I agree that Temporary played better. Still not doing great. Like even the match with Fuzi just now was he had a 0.73 rating. So he just had some rounds where like, oh, he's good, but consistency's not quite there. We look at this Mirage match. Fuzi had a They won 16-14. Fuzi was the only player with a over 1.0 rating on the team, and they still won. So he had a 1.63, 31 frags. He just completely carried. It was so that was a map that like Navi Junior would have definitely won if not for him, because they had 3 players over 1.0. So maybe they'll need some more help if they go into it. But I think Mirage is a possibility absolutely for both of these teams, and that's what makes the game actually quite interesting. I don't think we'll get Vertigo. I think we could get Mirage, and we could also get Overpass again.
Mirage would be sick. If we get to Mirage, I'm looking at Cowes. Who else do you think would need to kind of jump off of the page for Fury Academy? Because he's the one in the top 8 for the season right now.
Next best
But
player is Decenti. I thought it was Koala,
Decenti.
but he's actually not
Mm.
really high up there. His overall consistency isn't good, even though he seems like a good player.
I was thinking Bruninho was putting up a decent amount of 2Ks when we saw them most recently.
Yeah, his entries are
Bruninho
good.
good for 2 kills in the pocket, so maybe he could find himself at the top of the board as well. The pieces are there for Furia, but I think there is still just obviously like this lean on Cowes. But the bans, folks, the bans come through, and it starts with Furia hitting out Ancient. I want to see the process here. Is it going to be,
Nuke.
yes, it is. Okay,
Oh,
nice. So it's
it's
back and forth vetoes.
ooh, interesting.
Very cool.
Uh, yeah, I think it'll just. I'm going to assume this comes down to Mirage Overpass. The only other weird thing would be if Vertigo gets left in, which Hero can do that if they feel like it. But yeah, they'll take it out now. So, assuming we'll get like Dust 2 out, and then Inferno out.
No overpass.
No
Young ninjas want to drop
Overpass.
it. That makes sense
Okay.
after the 16-3. I mean, no matter how good Fuzi was, um,
Yeah, they might have just been kind of shaken up a little bit by how
yeah,
good
it's got
Furia
to be
were on it.
Mirage.
So yeah, it seems like it could come down to it. Inferno is the only other option right now.
Oh,
Oh, and ninjas will ban it. Oh, okay. So new
all right.
territory. Inferno.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
they narrowly beat they narrowly beat Navi Junior on it. That is Furia, and for the ninjas, they have won it versus Navi as well. So this is pretty much their only 2 Inferno maps that I'm looking at here inside of the league. So they both think they're great because they beat Navi Junior.
Navi Junior, the backbone of both teams' confidence.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if you take it to Inferno over other teams with that win, but hey, they're gonna just duke it out with the head to head. So a little, I think this is fun. Third place decider, and we get something that's a little bit less expected. I think there was always going to be a little bit of a chance for Inferno, but once I saw Overpass ban, I was all in on Mirage. Young Ninjas, they got 12 rounds versus Astralis Talent on Mirage, and that was when they didn't have Fuzi, when they were playing with Slap. So I think that shows a bunch of promise, but they're the ones who decide to take it out themselves. So let's see it. A little bit more of a question mark in Inferno. It's the only best of one of the day, folks. You're here for the real treat. That is the tiebreaker in Group B.
Well, the best decider map's always Inferno.
Yeah, so let's skip the first 2 and get right through it.
I think a couple players to look for outside of Fuzi. We don't even know if Fuzi's here. Is he here?
Let's check. Adam,
Yes.
Rolf, Maxer, Fuzi, temporary. So the golden 5.
Yes. Well, the Swedish version, I guess. The Adam B and Mr. Maxter were 2 unbelievable entry fraggers when they played against Navi Junior on the map. I think this is a map where they definitely shine, so that'll be a fun thing to watch as well.
Young Ninjas on the offense. Fury Academy with a couple nades in hand here. ZMB looking to finish off what could be frag damage from Bruninho. He peeks into a lineup of players. Bruninho gets away with the 2 kills. Nade then does dunk on them.
That literally could not have gone better. They put the nade away.
Shredded.
Wait a second, be careful. I mean, oh no, that's a little scary. They're just running back and forth and gushing people, and Cowes doesn't get the last one. So now Plant, it could be imminent. Cowes or Koala has to figure out if he should run back, but getting to library is the first point of contact, and he doesn't beat Rolf here. So Rolf swinging on the default, and that's money in the bank.
Can't stop that one. Koala gonna creep up. Oh, what? Oh my God! Did he think it was B for a second?
Man, he might have
He
got
just
a bad
pulls off to
combo.
Arch. Oh my! And then Rolf, and then of course Rolf just hits this clean headshot fadeaway and takes away pistol. But that was 3 kills immediately, 2 from Bruninho, 1 from the dual Berettas, a frag that lands on the last 2 players, and then what I think is a 2v4.
Yeah, they have players on both sides of them. I mean, that was the ideal start, but then they just got destroyed on the flank, and they didn't really need to speed it up, but who's going to tell Fury Academy to slow down? So most of the time they'll still win around like that, but in this situation, they got completely outdone. Wow. I can't believe it. 100 damage off the AG, plus just like the first 3 opening frags.
That little jostle back towards Arch instead of just following through with vision on sight.
That was a nice shot in the end. I mean, even in that spot, Rolf had less than 50 health.
Yep.
Or
So
just
we'll give credit where it's due, but feels like Furia kind of give Rolf the rope that he hangs them with.
Miss smoke here on the B. They want to take advantage of this. They are just going to exec in a few seconds and keep it pretty light here.
Okay, peek around the side. It's Bruninho off of the backside. Deagle boost from ZMB, good for 1. Almost slapping it over towards Oranges for the second. We got 2 players in the 40s and Descenti through the smoke. Lines that one up. 2 already through construction. Descenti still kind of creeping around that back door. Temporary thinking about the flank, but Koala's already got himself close to sight. They've got the crossfire. Another smoke goes down, so the CT player's in a bit of a pickle. Koala, he will get traded as Fuzi tucks back down into the little pit. Temporary covering his back towards Coffins. And Descenti just going to have to concede this. So still, 3 kills. Not bad for Furia Academy, but they can't stop them from converting and hanging on to 2 guns.
Yeah, we're trying to protect these weapons. I mean, I don't know if someone gets blown into CT. Let's see. Run back and check, because there was one like in the pool. Maybe, I don't know if he can get to it. No, it looks like no. So it's pretty solid overall for the Ninjas. Could have been better, but plant secured round 1 and a very fortunate pistol round off the back of Rolf's 1v2. Maxter camming on black bars.
You know, it's a lifestyle when it comes to CS CS players.
What if he changes it to stretch one day?
His head just looks like the size of a watermelon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts
Made for
IPLing.
Descenti. Oh, that could have been worse. Comes right back at it. He's got the smoke to play with. Stick yourself in the pocket. Ooh. Hey there. Was that a Mag 7? Adam asks as Kawes doubles back and then looks to come right back at it. It's close enough, but nah, he doesn't expect that Adam would come into the corners. 3 CTs Arch, 1 on B, and Young Ninjas, they're dodging it.
Yeah, they're so stuck in here with no smoke coming down on B, so it's kind of an easy call out. Descenti, oh, I doesn't think they've crossed. Maxer will take them out. Fury Academy, you have to be careful, man. The T side from Young Ninjas is kind of like very akin to their gameplay in terms of how fast and explosive it is, and the entry fraggers they have on the team. Definitely, if Maxter and Adam B spoke Portuguese, they'd fit in perfectly on Fury Academy.
Well, download Duolingo and get busy.
You ever tried to learn another language besides English or French?
No, not really. Oh,
if you had to pick one, if you had to pick one that you could speak instantly, what would it be?
It's not super useful, but it would be very nice to have Danish in my back pocket. We spend a lot of time in Denmark.
They all speak English.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not super useful, but it would just like if I just pulled out perfect Danish, wouldn't that be impressive?
Oh, yeah, that would be really impressive. That's true.
Not the most useful, but you know, Spanish would probably be fire. Spanish, I'd be down with Spanish. Plus, I think it'd be easier. You know, it's not far from French.
think I'd go. Oh, Spanish is a good one. Yeah, I think I'd go for Mandarin.
Yeah, that's next on the list.
There's so much going on over there on the
Because
Chinese
if
live
you
streaming sites.
suddenly pulled out Mandarin, then that would be even more impressive. I wouldn't see that coming.
Yeah. But I've been watching some Chinese live streamers over on their platforms, and they're the double nade into logs. Good night, Rolf.
Now as up and
How did-
above.
Wow, he got a
Ooh,
dink on the
what?
second.
He killed him.
Oh, he just killed
Yeah,
him?
that was double kills. That was a double kill from Cowes. Both those players just got mopped up. That is some sharp shooting on the A1S. And then the MAC-10 gets blasted 4 up from Furia in their gun round. So
How did Cowes
we got a
get
game
up there after they had crossed out to mid? Like, if he had jumped to the next balcony, I think you have to make noise. I'm not exactly sure, but I think so.
Watching the mini-map, he's playing counter flash as they come around the corner, and then he goes deeper. Yeah, I guess they just didn't react to the audio.
Oh, okay. Leave it to Cowes.
That second kill is so clean.
I know. He's really good, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Highest rated player for the Fury Academy squad, which overall, we've got to say, congratulations no matter what. The fact that they have their best season ever. After being here, you know, they were one of the original teams that we play. They were the team that got written off time after time. 3 wins in their first season. Only 1 win in season 2 and 3. T-side sends the nade back. So,
when they're double nading logs.
yeah, a little taste of revenge. And now Furia, here they are, fighting for 3rd spot in the group.
Insane.
Really cool turnaround.
And actually, was Cowes here last season? I think he must have been. Yeah, he was. He was for sure. I'm pretty positive. I'd bet on it. Let's check. Yes. And he actually wasn't kind of nearly as good, I would say. I mean, the team lost a ton, so even if he was playing well, it would be hard to see. But you know, 1.03 in that season, 11 maps, 10 maps here, 1.23, significant improvement for him and the roster.
You spend 4 seasons worth of Counter-Strike in Europe. Feels like that practice is inevitably going to pay off. It's cool to see a marked improvement from a team that we don't expect it from.
Yeah.
Little peek around the side of sight, and Adam catches it. Descenti, he's got that gap in pit smoke. 2 players on lane, 1 in apartments. And Descenti just going to continue to shave these players off before they even get a chance to fight Cowes in the bomb site. Molly from Fuzi. He loses his head in an instant, and that draws the bomb carrier forward. So a perfect hold from Furia in back-to-back rounds.
Indeed it is. They make it look so calm. Good setup right there. 5 rounds deep, and they've siphoned the money out of the bank accounts of the ninjas. They can half invest, but only on a couple of players. They actually can't even buy on a 1 or 2. So no, not even a flash to dodge here, as Maxer dies the bottom of B. Maybe should have been anticipating the option for an op. Made that real easy. Protocols here just deny rushes. Stop any early fast hits on banana and mid. And keep an eye on halls. I think I want to do like a top 10 like power ranking for just individuals who I feel like had the most impact in the league. But I'm kind of worried that, you know, there inevitably will be snubs.
Yeah.
So,
that's the problem with rankings, but
yeah,
honestly, good. I think it'd still be worth it.
Yeah.
And after the season we've had some really good games of Counter-Strike throughout this season. So
yeah, and some players that, you know, not everyone's watching the Academy League. I mean, we just had to go through Dallas, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, only the coolest people in the community are paying attention. Eventually, of course, it will be really popular. It's been amazing to. It's honestly been amazing to watch the Academy. It's just so refreshing. I mean, the teams are really good, and again, just knowing the direct results actually matter for the players potentially moving up in the future makes it even more interesting. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to give some shout outs. I might do a Twitter top 10 player power ranking from the Academy League. I'll try to be as careful as possible.
You know, Breezer's going to be responding, right?
The Breezer's not on there. I actually thought about this earlier.
Ooh, Molly gets put out. We got a pack of tees pushing up right into Koala. Tries to hang on. It's temporary with the double kill. Coming in through with the AK. Clears out the banana for the time being. But we still got Adam over on the A-Lurk. Quick little rotate here from Fury as they try to plug this gap. And the T's just wait for the rest of their utility to trickle down. That actually buys enough time for Cowes to throw the molly down. And, well, Descenti finishes off Rolf as he crosses over through the flames. They've sold them on this B hit. And the bomb's going in. Temporary. What the hell? He just jumps into the pit. Maxer was taking a second to look behind them. Maxer misses the trade chance. And now Adam, coming up banana late, at least able to take down the first. It's a 1v1 now with Descenti again smoked off. And Bomb is committed to this site. Walks around.
Farm, Blast Inferno.
Oh,
another.
Got him in the open.
Wow. What is that? 2v what?
I mean, technically it's 2v3. 2v3 for Furia. Yep.
3 frags there for Bruninho on the hold. And they shut him down. Well, I don't even know. Was that their own flash that temporary jumped through, or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just saw him jumping across into the pit with the bomb on his back.
Yeah, could have been the CT flash that allowed Cowes to go through. So yeah, 4 straight here for the Academy. Oh man,
blind, and oh my God, Koala, he gets one with the nade, but it's the Tech 9 and the Desert Eagle. But now this time they leave the bomb and spawn.
Uh-oh.
CMB already on the recovery. Goes deep. We got a player tucked in construction. Maxter could definitely catch him off guard, but he goes back. Now they've got reinforcements. Now the likelihood of getting checked is a little bit better. Descenti, though, he's making a ton of sound, running around haphazardly. Molotov right in front of Cowes. ZMB comes through with another op kill. Tech 9 up close, flashes himself, but doesn't get punished. Maxter comes wide, and the Tech 9 still manages. That is a recovery from Young Ninjas, but it gets a little freaky.
It does. I'm kind of shocked that that play works because of how well Fury Academy have been at stopping the fast B stuff, and it looked like some of their nades were good. And this is a round where they actually just sent like 3 players from the Young Ninjas without any plan to actually commit to B right away, just to test it, and, well, pass the test. To both of Fury Academy's members die with at least a nade refrag, but it's too late at that point. Top banana control, no third player in the site. Fury will have to look past that. These things happen.
Oi. 2 nades. Maxter. Oh, he hangs on. We get bullets back and forth. And they're out.
They're getting a ton out of these HEs almost every round. They got double logs kill, lots of early damage. That pistol round landed square between 2 players.
You should do a top 10 plays of Season 4 as well. I think that'd be a sick video to also just... That one grabs eyes.
Yeah, that should be a video. Ooh, see, look at these HEs, man. Astralis nades.
My man just got dunked on. A molly right back to the front of it. Smokes all around, but we've got CTs in the pocket. Just sitting in the little pit, graveyard backsite. Last time it was the pit player that was problematic for them. They don't see Cowes right away. I love that little shift of position. Each player comes out with one. Temporary makes the difference. Critical op shot to connect there. Give himself the plant in the backside. Adam's going to just lay down some utility here while the CTs take the long road all the way around mid. So how do they play their post plant? We get Temporary taking the spot of Cowes. Adam B down in Little Pit. Won't be able to stop ZMB from coming up lane.
Uh-oh.
Oh, miss smoke.
Yeah,
Good observing.
indeed.
Jump gets stopped. Temporary must have just clipped Bruninho in the skies. The way he just flies down to the dirt. Welcome back to Earth. 5-4. Young Ninjas. Get through that A site.
I wonder what they were going to smoke, if it was the site or if it was... Not sure, but either way, I mean, that's a cool smoke for mid control, at least. Just everything's situational, right? Could be the right smoke, wrong time. The nades
It
have
made me
been
snort.
really remarkable, honestly, for Fury Academy. The amount that they're getting out of it. Of course, the entries are coming down here, and 3 different players from Young Ninjas get one, including Adam. But I think it's again something to highlight, especially on the lane hit.
And you know what? Shout out Temporary. Yeah, he had a cold start yesterday on Mirage. This time, that was a very big pickup on Kawa's back site. Gives away the plant. Even just making sure that the apartments player can't jump down and get a duel versus Adam in pit. You know, he had one chance to catch him jumping, does it. Zeus from Koala. That's Rolf out. And it's traded back right away. So no gun control for the CTs, unfortunately. But, you know, at least you looked a man in the eyes and stopped his heart from beating.
Wow. That's the dream.
Bruninho peeks out, and down he goes. Flashbang not going to be enough with that USP. So more vanilla pistols rotate over. There is a Deagle on the field. It's going to peek around Coffin right here, right now. Sure enough, one to the head of Maxter. Fuzi through the smoke. Clears out any other threats within this B site, and that's a 6 terrorist round win.
Indeed it is. Very strong. Back on track. This is a pretty close match in terms of how good Furia are playing, as well as how competitive the Ninjas are still making it. And this lead does say a lot about their T side for sure. Cool that we got Inferno. So the Zeus doesn't actually exist in real life, right? I think I saw this.
Well, not
There
really.
are tasers, but they don't have...
Yeah, you've got either stun guns, which have like, you know, the prods on it, so you got to like physically make contact, or you've got tasers, which shoot out, you know, little like darts that penetrate the skin. But this Zeus just seems to like shoot, you know, like nothing's, there's no
It's like a
strings
laser.
after, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing attaches to you.
It's close to a taser. It's one use like a taser. You know, you can reload at the front of a taser to shoot another one.
It's the taser of gods, the strongest taser possible.
Zeus himself
Yep.
has made this device. I think it's, you know, it's obviously it can be inconsistent. Like, you know, you get those like 95 damage Zeus shots that are really just the absolute worst feeling in the world. But
Yeah.
you know, $200 for an insta kill.
True.
That's in Counter-Strike. You know, it's not a rocket launcher, a la Valorant, but we've still got an insta kill short range laser beam. ZMB and Bruninho.
Oh.
Shooting through smokes, okay? Back into the guns. They've had enough of Young Ninja's fun. And it's a 5v3 in opening picks. 1 through mid, 1 top banana.
It's actually shocking to me that the Ninjas have been able to recover this game, considering the amount of, you know, opening damage and opening duels won here in these CT rounds. And yeah, I mean, Furia don't have to do much more after this. Not fun to have to go into a Kawes Descenti crossfire. Let's see if Adam can Jimmy rig a frag here. Nope.
CMP looking for another freebie, but that's the only thing that we've seen back from Young Ninjas. A temporary op shot.
Flash.
Cow is about to be flashed. Goes wide. Nicely done. Little bit of team play. Just a little sprinkled on it. And the refrag here from Maxter. So he's trying to keep the hopes alive. He's got a 1v1 locked in versus Pit.
Oh, he's going to go try to kill the mid rotator. This could be an idea. Bruninho walking up into this.
But Bruninho takes to the underground. It's going to give him a good amount of cover. Keeps Maxter pinned into the right side. And now he's not going to get that kill. So if Bruninho was a little bit, you know, less safe about it, then maybe that's one. Fight the A-site player. Another 1v1. Could have been well played, but not there for Maxter. So Furia with a 5th.
Can be called that he's not going arch. So, wow. All right. Very tight half. No telling who wins this game at this point. Clearly some good game plans. Ooh,
Fast
they're
one from Roll.
barreling through it.
Yep.
Yeah. Where did they smoke? Okay. They didn't do deep CT smoke off spawn. So they win top banana really fast, which is good. They take a little damage.
3 peaks.
Oh, the flash retake. They have 3B. Man, they set up a very nice honeypot and still retook B with their smoke intact just at the tail end of it. Re-smoked and take their opponent's smoke. Excellent CS here from Fury Academy.
Yeah. I'm glad. We've only got one game on the schedule today, so it's a lot of eyes for just one match, and so far, it's delivering.
I don't think I've ever said excellent CS from Fury Academy. It really is a new day. It's awesome.
Some fine tuning here as they exchange nades and they leave just Bruninho above. Strong feelings about this?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Bruninho could potentially frag, but it's 4v1 right now, so this is quite a winning spot here for the ninjas. Oh my god. As many bullets as he needs right there.
Barrel to the face. And with that one, counter terrorist, they're going to recede back into A sites. So Bruninho, poor guy, just takes the brunt of that hit. And with it, Young Ninjas with a 7th. I really, appreciate the re-aggression into banana there. The honeypot, you called it, was a good way to regain something. But Young Ninjas, you can't scare them back that easy.
And just as it's really good that they go ahead and push the ninjas back and get a kill and kind of scare them a bit, it is equally important that ninjas don't always respect that. And I mean, Fury have been doing so well that they take their kill, they take their damage, and then they don't push too much, which it should normally be fine. But then it also looks like, all right, maybe they should play 2-2 to sides for a minute. I don't know. I can understand why they left. And I assume if the round went on even further, what they were probably anticipating right there is ninjas at the very minimum go back to bracket control while they have to wait and don't want to clear out the grenades. And I think also, actually, this one I'm not sure because I wasn't paying total attention there in those last few seconds, but they might have not used nades to take over the top of banana. So if they did that quietly, then maybe that's why Furia didn't rotate back. And they thought because we just smoked half wall, maybe if they're going to take the B site, they're probably going to use nades first. So that might have been a tricky maneuver there for the ninjas.
Yep, you're dead on. They did it silently. Right up until the commit. So it's going to leave Fury Academy trailing a little bit on the CT side. Good game of Counter-Strike, but all things considered, Young Ninjas walking away with the better results. 7 terrorist round wins already. Good chance at closing out even more. We got Bruninho with the 122 ADR. Maxter, his counterpart for the T side.
Yeah, I like to see Maxter and Adam at the top of the T sides. I think they're the difference makers here on Inferno. And Kawez kind of just every map.
Pop out with the flashes. Kawez gives them a bit of space. Could bring them into the balk hit. CMB doesn't want to stick around in those corners.
It's kind of crazy how little off presence that we've seen. I mean, it's kind of worked sometimes, but they might be missing some A rounds because they never have this up on the site. And there's the rifle down. Yeah, wow, Adam is frying.
Yeah, he is. Oh my god. Sharp as a spear. Jabs his way through the arch side. Decenti under a world of pressure. And with it, Maxter, he gets all they need. So solo CT left over in Koala. Nowhere to be found. We get damage, once Adam gets those 2 kills. So the rest of the players trying to erect some kind of a defense. But after Adam just rocks those 2 players with the first bullets. What chance do you really have?
Definitely. Yeah, you can have extra players there, but yeah, this is a spot where, they might have. I think in a world where Furia have enough money, they're always gonna have this op, but they are choosing to buy and specifically not save for the op for these rifle setups. So it's their stylistic choice, but there's a position where like an op is huge. A couple of the A rounds where they're trying to deny a full exec, they could have gotten an op kill and fallen back to a better spot. So it might be the adjustment they're missing. That means that Young Ninjas are having a really easy time when it comes to the execs, but um, I don't think that means that Furia will be shut out completely out of rounds. They still have some pretty competent setups and some potential good opening fights that they're winning, but right now they have to maybe give up 9 with no money to buy back in.
I want to see Koala unleashed. I don't think I've ever seen a koala bear go too crazy. I don't know if it's a very aggressive animal.
I keep finding out about all these cute animals that are actually evil, so now I just think immediately that they're actually way more evil than I thought.
Okay. I've heard, I mean, koala bears make awful sounds. They
Yeah.
screech. Right now, oh, he is silenced as he tries to peek around. So, set up the M4 is kind of name of the game here in round 14. And with that flashbang, they don't get anything off of the back of it. So Bruninho suddenly having to hold this with just a USB. Fuzi headhunting. And we do get the rotate from Descenti, one of 2 Desert Eagles that are also in the mix. But this full hit from Young Ninjas on the B site really hasn't failed them all too often. And that's even versus better weapons. Sure enough, they get through. All the corners are clear. Smokes are occupied. Max are trying to find frags through it. Almost. Bomb planted.
Kind of just feel like they're going to win on their anti-ecos. They just have really good execs, really good entry fraggers, and they don't freak out. So yeah, Ninjas straight to 9, and they're kind of sitting on this gun that the CTs want back, but they can't go grab it. Enough money to buy again, but I think we got another rifle round, so maybe Ninjas will try to end A again.
Like both sides of their hits. A and B, just in general, but a nice balanced and good T side.
Yeah.
But obviously these last 7 rounds have been almost nothing but ninjas. So Furia gonna have to give us a little bit more here. A little X factor to finish off the CT side if they want a 6th. Double ops coming through from Fuzi and Temporary. Fuzi opping. That's a throwback. The good old days.
He's no good anymore. He's a much better rifler. He fell off.
Yeah.
I think it's better that he rifles, honestly, because like if
I'm
he were to
down.
move up again, I think he got moved off
Yep.
because he wasn't going to replace the op.
Was just going to bring that up, where it's like, oh, I'm not good enough to be the main opper and you want to kick me? Well, then let me reinvent myself and be so good that you can't ignore it. Comes back as a rifler. Find that slot. Adapt, adapt or die. And Fuzi's really kind of taking that on. Cowes gonna pop into middle. Nice flashbang. Brings down the bomb, and Maxer gets the pathing to exit. We do have a potential balcony hit from Adam if he wants to try and force his way through. Cowes returning to the action from Boiler. Fuzi holds this, hits it, and the A site will be stopped by Koala. He comes extending around the side, damaging Rolf down to 20. Adam now primed to stop both the CTs as they come around from short. Bruninho press close, Rolf back on it, and a headshot from Young Ninjas. A nice back and forth on A short to get us to the end of the half. It is 7 of the last 8 all the way to the T side.
We had a little elongated hit there on the A site. So you see all the deaths from the CT. 2 rotators coming in before the bomb even gets planted. A lot of kills come down fighting for mid control, and the T's are just edging out these fights over and over again. And another clutch for Rolf, who clutched on the pistols. 3 frags for him, 22 health on the last one. Nice confident angle that he played there in the last round. He's had a great half. In the Furia Academy versus Navi game, actually, Furia Furia really struggled actually versus their T side. They improved a lot. It looks like they only got 3 rounds. And oh wait, do I have that right? Sorry, they had. Sorry. It was Navi Jr. who only got 3 rounds on CT. So in the win, we had 11 T rounds won from Furia Academy. So we have a lot to look forward to as we switch sides.
Good. Very good. Good to know that there's still life on this one.
Yeah, and they actually, in the first half, on their CT side last time, they only got 5 there as well. So they made an enormous comeback last time, coming back from the exact same score as you see before you right now.
That's a reason to stay locked in, folks. Again, the winner of this takes 3rd place in Group B, the loser 4th. If you're 3rd, then you have to beat a single challenger from beneath you in the bracket. If you win that game, you go on to face Fnatic Rising for a spot in the top 4 in playoffs. If you lose, you've got to beat a challenger, then another team not yet decided, then Astralis Talent, and then you get to playoffs. And I would rather take the shorter road. Both these teams would too. Furia Academy, T-side starts. I mean, that is a ton of utility. Holy hell. 3 smoke grenades, 2 Molotovs, quad flashbangs. First volley comes over top. Smoke down for the cross. Ooh, but CTs are just hitting these headshots cleanly. And the Berettas come wide in the hands of Fuzi. Maxter pops 2 heads as he forces his way through that CT smoke. And all the nades in the world can't stop you from getting shot between the eyes.
Love the CT positions. Young Ninjas actually struggle on the pistol rounds a bit, so that's a big win for them. Positionally, everyone's in a good spot. Rolf clips a huge one. I mean, how many times do you see this fight get taken? But it's only just to test it, but you normally don't find one. You just get info. Big frag from him again. Lots of impact on the pistols. And Maxter with the cleanup frag, so no money here. And of course, AT side comeback and a 10-5 scoreline is usually predicated with a pistol, so this will be a very tough climb for Furia.
Ooh, little mow down here. Fuzi with the continuation spray. Glocked back. Let's go, Bruninho. Don't take that from him. Rolf's going to double back here with the M4. A players haven't made much of a move. We also got a 2nd kill. Oh, excuse me. I guess Cow has deagled somebody through mid.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Sure you want to peek him? Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, you do. All right.
Clean up from Rolf. That's 12.
Yeah, ties his KD with that scoreline and does justice to the fact that he has 2 clutch rounds coming out of the first half. Is it Rolf or Royf? I feel like it is.
Don't
Rolf,
do this
right?
to us now, dude. It's got to be Rolf. It's too late. It's too late. It's Rolf. But you'd think,
right?
it could be. Yeah, it could be Royf.
We did literally meet this man, right, in season 2.
Yeah. So it's Rolf. Or maybe because he's Swedish, the O is pronounced an A, and it's actually Ralph.
When then if the one is an I, it's Rife.
Oh my god.
And what if it's one of those names that goes backwards and is fire?
Well, at that point, I think we've lost the plot. He can be whatever he wants. Look at this pack of tees, man. Walking up, shoulder to shoulder, into the arch contact. ZMB with the Krieg. Love to see an occasional Krieg. They're all going to take CT spawn, start wrapping that B site. ZMB, what is it? Leaving B?
The rotation is bad here from Fuzi, but his A player is not calming this properly for him. So he would like to be at the top of Banana in this position. It's still fine that he lives, but now they need to start working on rotations. T dies. They're holding arch. ZMB gets barreled at. And, ooh, they're all going to go from CT spawns. They got a lot of utility. They have time. They're a touch slow. But if they get set up, this will actually be, I want to say, kind of hard for Furia to win.
All right. Smoke for coffins. Another one down for CT.
Exactly
Fire into the back of the site. The CTs have become the Ts with the full-blown site exec. Fuzi accidentally kills Temporary, but recovers it with the Descenti kill. Kawa is off of Coffins. He's got the lineup. He's got 9 HP, and they send a bullet right back. Fuzi saves the day.
Wow. He really
and
does.
Also team kills.
Call it a 3K. That's pretty huge. They saved all their nades, so it was Fury Academy take that arch position really fast. And that right there is why you try to default and try to suck the grenades out earlier on, for even if you're not hitting that same site, because like that round is really not possible without the basically the full exec that comes in. 2 smokes, Coffin and CT, Molly for the usual positions. And even if someone isn't in a Molly, that's now a position you don't have to clear, which powers you up when you're trying to refrag. So big one for the ninjas.
Now only a few rounds away from victory. Furia very light on the util here. 2 smoke grenades is all they'll get. So luckily for them, Banana was offered over for free. Won't take them or cost them anything to get that far in, but nades are actually behind them. Oh, but the kills. Rolf and Fuzi lay down the law top Banana. Descenti trying to get around that corner. We got to fight back from Kawez towards middle. CTs don't need to get too aggressive on that side.
Oh.
Rolf delivers a 2K alongside Fuzi. And this line in the sand just cannot be passed until Kawez gets in. And Adam gives him a little bit more space. Smokes off CT side. 2 players back there. Kawez a very important 1 versus 3 to try to piece together, or else Young Ninjas bottom out the economy of the T side and sit pretty on 14. And now we're talking about a blowout. But there's a gap. Oh, there's a gap. And he doesn't see it, so he backs up right into it. And Adam shoots him away for a 3K.
That is his own smoke too, unfortunately. Seen that gap happen sometimes. I feel like there is something weird about spawn where it can cause, I don't know. I don't know why, but I see some running smokes end up having these enormous gaps on the right side, and I wonder if it is people misjudging where they're throwing it, or if there's something weird that the smokes are bouncing off of. But whew, well, they're walking the plank. They've got a couple inches left. Oh, an aggressive move here. And this might make it feel like the mid is coming in fast. They'll throw the molly down.
Off peak. Good for another Bernino. Oh, no. Well, he's going to have to recover from that. Op shot misses the mark into the pit. Player uses his chance to cross over towards little side. Now the support is about to swarm him. He's looking for Rolf, but that's just going to be the distraction served up so that Fuzi can walk in and tap away the last kill. 15-5, 10 match points, and pretty ugly amounts of money here for Furia.
The 5 rounds Furia won were really good, and honestly, like they played very well in that first half, but then Ninjas were just really, really good. And I think that that unfortunately will not be the story that you could tell to somebody who just sees the match afterwards. In the second half, of course, it's not close, and Fury Academy are much better on T side in other matches, so they have to prove something here and now. I actually don't think, you know, it's just going to be over, but right now Ninjas are playing with so much confidence. Their CT setup is awesome. Both teams really brought it today, and it feels like super prepared for Inferno as well.
Which is awesome because, again, you know, these are 2 teams who have both qualified for play-in. It's nobody facing elimination. It's just the 3rd or 4th place decider. And it's going to be, you know, very promising going into either of their next Inferno matches once the best of 3s start. Feels like Inferno will start popping up more often. But Rolf looking to stop everything over towards B. Double kill from Kawez. Walks into the scope of Temporary. A 2v2 to try and close. Temp up close. Will be cleared out by Descenti. Bomb gets brought back, and now we've got Rolf looking for the 4K in the round at a 1v2 clutch.
Yeah. Well, okay. Nice round from Kawez there in the boiler. Emergency mode. You know, I'm not going to put it past him. He's shown a lot of grit in these retakes, even if they're very unlikely.
Ooh. Gets away from the flash. Bernino, he's going to be forced to move. Oh, no, he's got enough space. Back pocket's good for him. The peek comes through, and Descenti opts him down. So that's a 6th for Furia Academy. It's a long road to overtime, but it's a road that they begin paving, at least the first step.
I think they've left they've left a small footprint in the road while they cement is drawing. They vandalized it.
Vandalize it. I think that's an acceptable type of vandalism, as long as you don't like screw up the sidewalk or the road. You know, if I ever saw wet pavement,
it's okay to break the law.
Yeah, sometimes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is sometimes. Okay. ZMB. Oh, he saw the deagle. Okay. Oh no. Temporary. Oh man. I was like, oh, good cover there from the rest of the teams,
brother.
Yeah. You'll die with honor.
Yeah.
Takes him down. So there we go. Furia.
Really
I was just about to credit, like, everybody was ready for that peek around the corner. Like, yeah, Temporary is really ready.
We've seen 3 team kills already this game.
Damn, true.
They've all been insane.
I wonder what the average is across all professional Counter-Strike. What's the average amount of team kills per game? It's probably less than 1.
You think the average could be 1 per game?
I mean, no, which is why I said it's probably less than 1.
Okay.
You know, I'm leaving it up for debate.
When someone says, "Oh, it's probably less than 1," then that's even implying it's close. I would assume it's like 0.1.
That sounds about right.
Am I crazy? Okay.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, about 0.1. It's a safe assumption. No, there's a 1 in there somewhere. You know, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, we gotta get
like a 0.01 or.
There was a cool like low percentage round type stat where he brought up that like it's like 1 in 1,000 rounds are won with just USPs only. I can't find the tweet though, but it's happened a couple of times that we've casted, and like one where there's no investment at all from the CT side.
Yeah, sure.
And that's pretty cool. I think Glocks would be even lower though. Maybe.
A clearly inferior pistol.
At least versus armor.
Yeah, 20 bullets is nice.
You ever drop the USP for a Glock?
No, for some reason.
Only if I'm out of ammo.
But I also, you know what? I've just stopped dropping my Glock for USPs as well.
Okay. I mean, when you're up close, sometimes it is better to have a Glock.
Yeah. I like to role play my T sides. You know, I don't need CT weaponry. Nice nade. Half of the health off ZMB and Koala. That'll prime this MP9 very nicely. Yeah, looks like Kawaz wants to go searching out for a little contact here on A site. So he's left to his own devices with the 4-man pack at the top of Banana and an appropriate lean coming through from Young Ninjas. Sending Temporary over. That's an extra smoke for the site. Molotov goes down as the exec comes through, and a player's been seen. Temporary. Ooh, I don't see a CT smoke. They deep it. Oh, they smoked it deep. They went into the deep CT smoke, and for that reason, him being ahead of it, that quick rotate over, just that's everything. I mean, they offer Temporary kills, and he offers them a grueling taste of defeat.
Yeah, they don't get ahead of that. They need to be really fast to get the first guy in through spawn to kill a CT player, then start wrapping as soon as possible. But counter utility was great there from Young Ninjas, and they really decisively closed out this game. And yeah, man, the 5 rounds in the early start. Honestly, if we look at from the perspective of utility damage, I think Furia did a great job in this first half. But outside of that, Ninjas were amazing on T side. Their entry pack was great. Max and Adam at the top of the scoreboard. It's not surprising to me. They won 2 clutches. They won both pistols. Oh, wait. Yeah, they won both pistols with Rolf.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the clutch as well. So, a lot standing in their way. Didn't really get to see the second half. You know, they got 1 attempt with the rifle round, maybe 2. And only won 1 of them. So, Ninjas destroyed. This is a big game, honestly. I mean, got to respect their Inferno after this.
Yeah. Most certainly so. And also I look forward to seeing more Inferno from Furia, because I saw, glimmers. I saw glimmers there that I would have liked to get more of a sample size of. Maybe we will, right? Best of threes for both these teams. They're locked into the play-in now. It is, of course, Young Ninjas third, and that is going to be Furia Academy fourth. One more best of three for Furia to chew through if they want to shoot towards playoffs. But ultimately, I think this is where now we start to get some real impactful games. Now we get into the best of three series. We could see more blowouts. We could see, more map pools, and yeah, just a nice little game, a little cherry on top. And I think really my big takeaway from this last one is just kind of with this 5, the worst we saw from Young Ninjas was when their in-game leader was suddenly pulled away from them in order to stand in for the main roster, which is arguably, a step up for him, a great chance, some experience, etc. Leaves the rest of the guys behind for a little bit. And they recovered. With the addition of Fuzi, they really look strong on an individual level. Maxer, Adam B, everybody stepping up. Temporary, again, colder start on Mirage yesterday, but this game I thought he looked good. Barring that team kill with the Deagle, but we'll forgive him for that.
Indeed. Yeah, that things happen. Should we look at the standings, I guess, finally, to kind of just get a view of exactly everything that's happened in the academy? Of course, we took a look at it yesterday, and the only difference now is the 5-5 games have changed. But this now being finalized can show us, we can just look back on all our work here. This whole season, regular season finish, so many games played, matches and rematches.
We can just go through it from the top, with or without a graphic. Do we have it? Schedule actually. Okay.
Are
Okay.
these, what are these?
I'm going to check, but this should be the schedule for the play-in. So it doesn't say the date exactly, but we're going into the best of 3. So I can only imagine that what we're getting now, folks, is a glimpse of what's to come. So round 1 of the play-in. So this is elimination, single elimination, no second chances. This would be Group A6 versus Group B5, Group A5 versus Group B6, Navi Junior, Spirit Academy, Young Gods, Apex Rebels. I think that's going to be a good chance for Young Gods to kind of hit the ground running. They've got a very long road. All 4 of these teams, if they're to make it to playoffs, have to get through 4 best of 3s, 4 separate opponents, increasingly more competitive each step of the way, right? So these are the guys we're looking at as the real Davids of this situation. And when I look at this list, I think Spirit Academy could cause some upsets, and I think Young Gods could cause some upsets if they get a chance to really run through this play-in.
I also think that this could be scary for Spirit Academy, even in the best of 3 versus Navi Junior. Even though it's their first round, it's kind of like a low key harder match than some, like for them, for example, playing against Apex Rebels who don't have a map pool, right? Like Navi Junior do have a map pool. They play close on each of them, so now we'll get to test spirits in the course of 3 and see who stands up. Some teams are going to be better in the best of 1. Some teams are going to be better in the best of 3s, and I'll always give it to a team who's played a lot longer. So those could be, well, the first one could be close, and Young Gods they're kind of down there for a reason. I think they're still clearly
Sure.
better than Apex Rebels. I don't really see that being an upset, but I think they'll take it very seriously.
Yeah, we don't get to see Eternal Fire at all in the play-in because their group had 7 teams, and so they get fully eliminated. There is an argument to be made that if there had been 7 teams on the side of Group B, that would be Apex Rebels. So the fact that they get another chance to show us something in the play-in is just an added bonus. But what we get, folks, walking away from this, 2 incredible weeks of We Play Season 4, 2 weeks of regular season action, head-to-heads, back and forth. We get Mao's NXT, Big Omen Academy, 2 teams locked into playoffs. Only 2 other teams are going to take it there and challenge them later on in June. And from those play-in slots, we've got Fnatic Rising and Astralis Talent awaiting challengers. The final matches to get into playoffs: Fnatic Rising versus ? Astralis versus ? We'll get more answers soon enough. Tomorrow there is no broadcast, so take a break, and then we'll see you guys on Thursday for the start of the play-in. Navi versus Spirit, Apex Rebels versus Young Gods. More We Play coming, but you guys gotta wait.